Hey guys, it's Dan, aka Spiffy. Hopefully by now most of you have seen. My wife and I did a cover of Shawn Colvin's Nothin On Me. We were just looking for a song that we could do with acoustic guitar and female vocals, and we both liked that song. So we had some fun with it, and she uploaded a version of it on her channel. I uploaded the outtakes to my channel, and I did leave one full take in there, our last take of the night. And thought I'd do a little guitar tutorial showing you our arrangement. So first thing you need to know, I tune my guitar down a half step. So when I talk about the E string, it's actually E flat. When I talk about the A string, it's actually A flat, and so on and so forth. Hopefully that doesn't confuse you. So the first thing you have to do is figuring out, because it's not on the record. It's definitely a guitar heavy song. It's a lot of acoustic guitar, electric guitar, etc. But there's very many layers of guitar. And there's bass, and there's drums, and there's piano, and there's organ, and so I have to figure out how to rearrange it for just one instrument. So first thing that I thought about is, okay, the song on the record is in D, but since I tuned my guitar to E flat, if we can do it up a half step, I can do it in E flat, and then I can play open chords. And open chords, in my opinion, make the guitar sound a lot fuller if you're just doing, especially if it's acoustic or you're just doing it by yourself. So like, for example, here is a D chord that I'm using by barring on the 6th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yep. Okay, here's an E flat chord I'm doing by barring on the 7th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know why, I'm just checking my own counting. And here's the same chord played as an open chord because the guitar is tuned to E flat. So I think the open chords make it sound a lot fuller. So I asked my wife, I said, can we do it up a half step? And she said, sure. And so the next thing was to figure out how to play it and make it sound like the song, but still have the chords. Because on the record, the acoustic guitar and just, they play the very basic chord changes, but there's also a motif that everybody recognizes that goes something like this. Something like that, and figured if I just play that and she sings, that sounds awfully empty. So I had to figure out a way to play that with chords. So we're in E flat, and if you know basic music theory, E flat would be the 1, F would be the 2, G would be the 3, A flat would be the 4, B flat would be the 5, C would be the 6. Those are the roots. We play it as a chord. Sorry. E flat, 1, F minor 7, 2, G minor 7, 3, A flat, 4, B flat, 5, C minor 7, 6. So and in that first part of the song, the bass just plays the 1 the whole time. And the chords just basically go 1, 4, 1, 4. But the motif is there, so I figured I would play the motif with chords and change it with chords. So would be the root. So for my 1, a regular E chord. We're tuned down a half step, so it's an E flat chord. It's the basic E chord that you learn when you're first learning guitar. So then for my 3, since the guitar on the record is still playing the 1, I wanted to do a 1 over 3. 1 over 3 means you keep playing the E chord, but the bass is now doing the 3. So it's very easy to do if you're playing open in E, or you're tuned to E flat, you're playing open E flat. There's your 3, G, on the 4th fret on the lowest E string, E flat string in this case. You skip the A string, and then all on that same fret, all on that same 4th fret, you do the next 2 strings. So low, skip, it's actually got a sustained 2 in there. We'll get to more sustained, talk more about that in a second. that's our 1 over 3. And then 4. Here's your basic A chord that you learn when you're learning guitar. I'm just dropping my finger on the B string so that we have an open B flat. So what we have is an A flat with a B flat in it and no 3. And I would call that an A flat sus2 because the 2, the B is sustained, or B flat in this case, is sustained in place of the 3. So 1 over 3, 1 sus2 over 3 technically. 4 sus2. Then for our 6, just your basic, okay, here's your basic A chord that you learned. There's your basic A minor that you learned. There's your basic A minor 7 that you learned. Again, now we're all tuned down a half step, so it's A flat minor, A flat minor 7. So we're just going to bar it on the 4th fret. Becomes a C minor 7. And then we're going to take that same A sus2 or A flat sus2 that we learned and bar that on the 2nd fret, so it becomes, for my tune down a half step, it becomes B flat sus2. And that's how I played the motif with chords. And that's the whole thing for the verse. On the record, at the end of the verse, it walks down from the 6. But for some reason, we didn't do that. I don't know why we didn't do that. Maybe we just forgot. But that would be easy enough to do if you wanted to do it. You know, just do the same chords and walk down. We just went straight into the pre-chorus. Pre-chorus is the 4, so we're using that same A flat sus2 and the same B flat sus2, and then I added just going to the 6, going right back. So I'm doing this same chord that we just learned, but I'm barring it first and then adding my fingers and then pulling them away. So showing you a few different ways to do it. Okay, and then for the second pass through the pre-chorus, and then it switches to a 4 over 6, which in this case is A flat over C. I think it's just the bass that changes, and the bass plays the 6 while everything else still plays the 4. But again, we only got one instrument here for this arrangement, so we're going to keep our same 4. But we're going to add the root of the 6, which is C, so the A string, and again we're tuned down, so the A string on the 4th fret there becomes a C. So we have an A flat sus2 over C. I'm using my 4th finger to do that. If it's more comfortable, you can use your 3rd finger. So then that's where it comes. So and after that, it goes to, and I'm trying to remember what the root is on the record. I'm pretty sure the root plays 2 in F. So, but it plays an F that an F half diminished or an F minor 7 flat 5. So in this case, we're doing like an A flat minor 7 flat 5 over F. I said that wrong. That's not A flat minor 7 flat 5. It would be A flat minor 7. minor 6. Excuse me. The A flat minor 6 over F. So I'm just using, you know, if one of the easiest chords to play when you learn, especially learning funk, you learn just to do a minor 7 chord just by barring and just playing the first 4 strings. Okay, so we're just doing that there. We're getting our A flat, putting it over the F. So, one finger across the first 3 strings on the 5th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another finger on the D string, C sharp string in this case, on the 4th fret. So that gives you your F. Few different inversions to play that chord, but there's a way to do it up here too. I gotta remember. That's not it. I give up. I don't remember what that one was. It's the one I used in our arrangement. Now I gotta remember. Maybe that was it. Yep. All essentially F half diminished in different places. We use that chord a lot in gospel, and we change the root sometimes. So, okay, so then that whole pre-chorus. Now to the over. Okay, so now we're into the chorus. In the chorus, the chord changes are the same, but now the bass has moved to the 3 and to the 4. The bass moves now in the chorus, and there's also a guitar in the chorus that's doing like a, it's kind of the same thing on just doing basically just a 1 and a 5, like almost like doing octaves all through the chorus. So I decided to tackle that by using the same open chords and just playing the chorus real open. I'm using the same 1 over 3, and I'm actually moving up to here to get my 4, and it's giving me a 4 major 7, adding a G in there. So we're taking that same formation. Remember we learned that for the 1 over 3. Move this finger up to the 5th fret, move the other 2 fingers up to the 6th fret. That gives you an open A, or in this case A flat major 7. So I'm not gonna cry. Same 5. I could also do this if I wanted to play 5 there. And all I'm doing is I'm moving the E E chord formation up there, and then adding a root on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th fret for B flat. That's the chorus. I'm not gonna cry. Back to the motif. And I think they might do a... might do one of those. I think they do a sharp 9 chord in there somewhere, but we left it out of our arrangement. And that's basically the whole song. Then after it goes through the verse and the chorus twice, on the record it goes to kind of a vamp where it goes to I don't know what you'd call it, I guess a flat 3. We're almost changing to minor, but not really. It's been a long time since I've done theory. We do it a little different with Nia's and my arrangement. All we do there, so we're in the I'm not gonna... My fault. I think I went to... sharp 13 chord, a sharp 9 13, I think. It's a B flat, B flat 7, and then you add the 9, the sharp 9, which is the same thing as the flat 3 or the minor 3. I think that's 13. You can see that formation. It's kind of complicated. First finger, A string, second fret. Excuse me. No, it's the second finger. First finger, D string, first fret. Third finger, G string, second fret, and then you take your fourth finger and you bar across the highest two strings. My apologies if my theory is off on that chord. I completely forgot I used this chord, and I think that's a 13. Anyhow, and then all I'm doing is I'm taking the E, and I'm moving it up to where it would be F sharp, adding the root, and taking it, moving it up to where it would be A, so 3rd fret, 5th fret. Same chord again, the one that I'm pretty sure is a sharp 9 13, but I would need to look at a piano. For some reason, my theory comes to me when I sit at a piano. It doesn't always come to me when I sit at a guitar, especially with the camera rolling. Back to that, and then back to the... So I think I covered the whole song. Let's just go through it. Over 3, half diminished, open, there's another 5. I forgot I did that a couple times. I don't remember if that's in one of the takes we used or not. I just slid into it from the F into the F sharp. Same chord. We're taking our E formation, just giving it a root. We're not barring all the way across. We're just giving it a root, leaving these strings open. So we have here is like an F major with some sustained E and B. I could sit down at the piano and figure out the theory name for that, but we're not going to bother sliding it in to the F sharp. So I think that's everything. I think I've covered our whole arrangement. Hopefully you learned something. You know, again, it's not meant to be exactly like the record, because if it was, then there would be more instruments around. When I'm playing with the proper instrumentation, I do try to learn exactly like the record, but for cases like this, just trying to give it my own feel. One of the things that I've learned over my years as a musician is that you want it to sound recognizable, but you also want it to feel good. And if it doesn't feel good, it doesn't matter if it sounds recognizable. So, because if it's not recognizable, but somebody goes, oh, that, you know, I like that, they might not realize, you know, but if it doesn't feel good, you know, nobody's going to care. So, but of course, if you're doing it as an accompanist, you also want it to, at the very least, be recognizable to the person you're accompanying. I can't say, oh, yeah, I'll play for you, and then I show up and I play my entirely different arrangement, and they're like, I don't know what that is. So, but in this case, you know, not only was it with my wife so we could work it out ahead of time, but I made sure that that motif was in there. So I would like to think that anybody that hears it says, oh, I recognize that. That's Nothin On Me by Shawn, even though it's not, I'm not playing it exactly like the record, because that's the point of putting that motif in there. So questions, comments, feedback, looking forward to all that. Thanks for watching.